Worship is such a delicate thing in the heart of God that He created mankind to worship Him. We are created to worship. And one of the things I've come to realize is that the presence of God is not just a feeling. The presence of God is first of all a knowing. It's the knowing that makes you to experience the feeling of His presence. Are we together? So anytime people say, I feel the presence of God, the presence of God is being felt as a result of the consciousness of who God is and Him manifesting Himself in a particular place or in a particular environment. So He is everywhere, but His manifested presence is not everywhere. So anytime He chooses to manifest Himself, it's because He has come to a place whereby people invited Him and decided that He's going to manifest Himself as a sign of honor. So anytime we experience God's presence in the place, God has decided to honor us. And you see, worship is so much of a great subject that I really want to, I don't have time. The time I have here is limited for me to exhaust what I'm about to say, but I will start from somewhere. And I'm going to start from Genesis. I always like to start my message from Genesis. Because when we look at Genesis, Genesis gave us the account of creation. But in the book of John chapter 1, it gave us the revelation behind creation. Are we together? The Bible says by the revelation God gave Moses on the Mount Sinai, he was able to see what happened in creation. The Bible says in the beginning, Elohim bara Rashid. He created out of nothing. You understand? He created out of nothing. That's the word bara. To create from something means asher. To create from nothing means bara. So Elohim bara created out of nothing. So He exposed Moses and revealed to Moses how creation happened. So in the book of John chapter 1, the Bible says in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So John began to speak to us about the revelation behind the creation. So that the entity who brought about the manifestation of creation is the Word. And that word is the person of Jesus Christ. Please follow me carefully. So the Bible said now, God created man in His own image and after His likeness, primarily to have dominion. Primarily to do what? To have dominion. But we are not just wired to have dominion, we are also wired to worship. You understand? So that's the reason why God created us in His own image and His own likeness, talking about identity, capacity, and character. So God created you and I to be what? A worshiper. Primarily, we were created to worship. The Bible says, and God created man and breathed into him His life-giving spirit. So in the Hebrew, it is called ruach. In the Greek, it is called pneuma. And in the Latin, it's called spiritus. The Bible says the blast of God entered into man and man began to breathe. Now, like I always tell our church people that there is a difference between the man that was formed and the man that was created. The man that was formed from the earth. That's why the Bible said to Adam, so you are from the earth. And so when you die, you will go back to the earth. But the man that was created from the capacity of God. It was that capacity that God wired to worship. Are we together? It was the capacity that God put in the inside of man that was wired to worship. Hence, the Bible says in the cool of the day, God will come to Adam and begin to fellowship with Adam. So I now said that in the relationship that exists between man and God, God knows everything about man, but man doesn't know everything about God. Hence the fellowship, hence the worship, hence the relationship. So the reason being is that God wanted to expose Adam to something superior because he's from a superior source. And so God said by reason of fellowship and encounter, because an encounter is anything that makes something real and tangible to you. So by reason of fellowship and encounter, he will come to a place whereby he understands the dynamics of his maker and the dynamics of the dominion mandate that God has wired him for. Because dominion actually means the government influence of a king over a territory, which is his kingdom. You understand? Which is his kingdom. So he has dominion over his kingdom, but God wanted him to know more about the reason why he created him. So God now put in place a mechanism for intimacy, worship, koinonia, whereby as he comes to God, God actually begins to expose him to what he has created him for. So intimacy means come into me and see. Are we together? Alright, so intimacy means come into me and see. Because God will come to Adam and Adam will come to God. And God will reveal his multifaceted dimension to him. So that fellowship was there. That intimacy was there.
The Bible now says something happened in the Garden of Eden. The Bible says man fell and the plan of God was thwarted. So this was what happened. The Bible says when Adam sinned, he looked for something to cover his nakedness. Then God came and couldn't find Adam at the position of intimacy. He said, Adam, where are you? The Bible says, and Adam said to him, he said, it's because I was naked, I hid myself. So God didn't just stop there. The Bible said, by a lamb, by a bloody lamb, God took a lamb. You understand? God was the first person who shed blood in the Bible. The Bible said he took a lamb, made a sacrifice. By that blood, he made a substitutionary atonement for them. So that the perfection of that sacrifice will be in his son, Jesus Christ. Are we together? So the Bible now said after he killed the lamb, he atoned for them primarily by the blood. That is atonement. That's why the Bible says without the shedding of blood, there's no remission for sin. So the Bible now said he killed the lamb, shed the blood, and by the skin he covered their nakedness. So when John the Baptist came to the scene, he now introduced Jesus Christ as the Lamb of God who taketh the sin of the world. So Jesus Christ came to restore us back to originality, what we were designed to be, what we were structured to be as worshippers. Understand this thing tonight and you will take your worship ministry and worship lifestyle to another level. There is difference between proximity and connectivity. You can have proximity and lack connectivity. That's why you see a lot of people come to church. They have proximity, but they actually lack connectivity. So everything that is happening within the church, they are not connected, but they are in the church. And so that is not worship. Worship is not all about singing. Worship is a realm of mystery that God has to bring you into. So it is now the duty of the music minister to draw people into the holies of holies, from the outer court to the inner court and into the holies of holies. What happens in the holies of holies is the encounter. And so if you claim to have worship and you have not experienced God and encountered God, you have not worshiped. But the Bible says God is what? A spirit. And they that must worship him must do what? Must worship him in spirit and in truth. I'm going somewhere. So you see, a lot of people have proximity, but they lack connectivity. So that's why they come to meetings and they go back to sleep. And it's not about the singing. It's not about the melody. It's not about even the music. It's all about connectivity to your source. That's why he's called Father, Abba, Father, my source and my sustainer. Are we together? So you can have connectivity, you can have proximity and lack connectivity. All right, let's move forward. I don't want to touch some certain things, but worship is actually a mystery. The essence why God created man is for man to worship him. So God created I and you in his capacity so that we can worship. Worship is ascribing value to God. Psalms 29 put it for us, verse 2. Ascribing what? Value to God. So worship begins from a point of reverence and a point of revelation. Because the depth of my revelation determines how I behave at the place of worship. It's the same thing. The depth of your prayer life, the depth of your revelation determines the height of your prayer life. So from the point of my revelation of him I have, if I choose to worship, I worship not because other people are worshiping. I worship because I have a depth of revelation. It's that depth of revelation that brings me to a place of reverence. And worship means bowing down in reverence to him who you are worshiping. Every form of worship is either to the devil or to God.